What's up, YouTube? My name is Soulscratcher. Gaston is my real name. You know what I'm talking about. Like Beauty and the Beast? Yeah, that's right. Today we're going to talk about, gonna make a deck profile of my deck, which is mono light, which apparently is kind of weird. Not many mono decks out there other than Cobalt Control. Looking at you. Well, anyway, I decided to do this because since we're going to start this channel, we're going to go to KMC in Jacksonville. Disclaimer alert, we live in Florida. It's going to be pretty cool. So, knowing how kind YouTube is with their criticism, constructive, all of it, I know. I decided to make deck profiles of all of us, mine being, I'm doing mine today because I have time, which I use pretty wisely, if I do say so myself. Look what I can do. Everybody else works, and I don't. I'm gonna make a deck profile so you guys see what cards you like, comment about what cards you don't like, cards you hate, what cards make you think I'm an idiot, and yeah, tell me what cards you would change out, and I explain all there. So have fun judging me on my choices. Here we go. Well, that was awkward. Sorry. Go. Okay. So, forgive the shaky camera. I mean, I'll try to stabilize it if I can. But, you know, we do what we can because we must with what we got. So, alright, so this is my deck right now. Just take a small look at it and I'll go through it little by little. Alright, so, in this corner, in the 1s and 2s, we have a Thunder Cruiser, Storm Patrol Defender. It's a good 1-drop. In a deck like mine, where I have some really heavy hitters late game, you know, there's quite a couple 6-drops. I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 9-drops. What I'm trying to do is stall, have as much time as possible to get to that point. So I actually am a fan of the 1-drops, even though I've been told that that could probably be switched out. What I'm thinking about this one though is I'm going to switch it for another Star Lantern when I get another one. Right now I'm limited to 1. But anyway, I'll talk about that in a second. So, 1 Thunder Cruiser, 3 Chasm Entanglers for that Enforcer bait, 3 Luxus, because you gotta have the Luxus. They're the best birds if you ask me. Just, their effect's incredible. They're only a 2-drop. It's just, can't get much better than that. Alright, more Enforcer bait too. Since I'm running Mono Light, this card is great because it's 3,500. Putting it out of reach of a lot of spells and effects. DJ, Project Dansum, he actually has a lot of trouble with this card because he tries to banish it, but a lot of his spells say 3,000 or less, and he is boosted to 3,500 because of his effect, and he's also a blocker that can attack, so he's got the best of all the worlds. On top of that, he's an Enforcer. Doesn't get much better than that. So, a 2 Sunstock Seed, I actually think I'm either going to take him out or him out for another Star Lantern, because you guys probably already know what Star Lantern does, but if you don't know, look at it. Look at it. Whenever it blocks, tap target enemy creature. That is incredible. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Alright, so 2 Jane Monitors, because 3,000-4,000 is amazing. Now we have this guy. Probably my favorite Enforcer of all. He's a 4-drop, which, you know, is probably the way they balance him out, but he's a blocker, and on top of that, when he enters the battle zone, you tap target enemy creature. So that's great. You get a blocker and you get a tap. So, yeah, that one's kind of, well, I don't see myself taking that one out, so that's probably one of my favorite cards right there. Alright, the Flare Inhibitor, just teching the Flare Inhibitor because, you know, it's Flare Inhibitor. If you don't know what he does, it's whenever he's banished, no matter by card's effect or by battle, he goes to my shields. And let's see if I can get it to focus. No? It's not going to focus? Alright, well anyway, it's a blocker. If it's banished, it goes to my shields. Alright, 2 Halons because, you know, pure power. And, you know, that's actually helped me beat someone if I had to outrush them. It gets over Saber, which Saber Bolt decks are such a problem because of that 7,004 drop. So that's pretty useful right there, but I'm not entirely sold on having 2 of them. 3 Lyras, because if you don't know what Lyra does, it locks down your opponent's creature hardcore. I mean, not only does it tap it, but it makes it so that he can basically not be used for another turn because he can't untap. Alright, Dorado. Alright, since I'm running a recharge deck where I just get shields on shields, just shields on shields on shields, it makes sense to have him on here because when I have 5 or more shields, it has 12,000 power and it's a triple breaker. It hits so heavy. I mean, I don't know. I can't handle it. Plus, look, it's so shiny. So, how can I touch it? Oh my goodness. Okay, anyway, I'm getting silly here. There's 3 Cobalts, because, you know, recharge. Why not? I have a lot of Enforcer Bait, so why not make use of it? 1 Grand Gear, because, well, it's just so useful. It's probably the biggest blocker in the game, and it's just incredible. You know, besides evolutions. Alright, the reason for Sasha. It is a great card. You might be saying, well, you don't need to explain Sasha. Well, the thing is about Sasha, it's my only banishment as light. I don't have any banishment whatsoever, and I have trouble with cards like Infernus, or basically any fire card coming out now, because they're only raising the power level. It's over 9,000! But, so yeah, this is my only banishment, so I'm thinking of running a second one and taking out Orion, even though Orion is just... oh my goodness, he's so sexy. But anyway, Sasha, you know, when this creature enters the battle zone, choose 2 target tapped enemy creatures, and you shuffle, the opponent shuffles them into his or her deck. It's very useful for getting you out of a bind, buying you more time, and it's the only way for Mono Light to get rid of cards, as far as I know, because we just don't have the power to kill cards like Infernus. Orion Radiant Fury. If you don't know what that is, I hope you can read it. Maybe you can pause the video so I don't have to sit there. He's a great card, but I just don't see him being used that much in my deck. Whereas I could just have either a 3rd Andromeda, oh by the way, 2 Andromedas, or a 2nd Sasha for that banishment. And I'm leaning towards Sasha right now. But, alright, let's look at the spells. Alright, do I only have 2 Spark Cages? Huh. That's strange. I thought I had 3. Well, I either dropped 1 or I have 2. I'll count the cards later to make sure. But yeah, I'm running 2 Spark Cages, 2 Helios Rings, which tap 2 creatures, and of course, the 3 Storm Spark Blast. Let's just look at it for a second. Ah, just look at it. Tap all enemy creatures. Alright. We're moving on. 2 Andromedas, of course. If you don't know what Andromeda does at this point, well, alright, we cater to everyone, noobs and veterans alike, so if it'll focus. Well, anyway, when it enters the battle zone, you add 2 shields, and then anytime your opponent attacks you, meaning your shields, or when you block any kind of attack, the opponent has to choose one of his or her untapped creatures and tap it. So you're basically dividing the amount of attacks they have in half, as long as they're not attacking your creatures. So that's what this deck is based around. I was going to run recharges, but for 4 mana and only a shield, didn't seem worth it. It seemed like I'd rather stall with one of these, with a low blocker, to get to Andromeda, who really matters, or Cobalt. But alright, yeah, that's my deck. I hope, you know, that was enlightening. I hope I showed you enough. I appreciate any comments. I'd like to see what you think of it. What cards you think you would take out, or you would add, or you'd replace. And tell me, most of all, you know, should I get rid of Orion for another Sasha, or another Andromeda, or not get rid of him at all? Sasha, unfortunately, I can't not keep it there. I mean, it's a great card. You guys probably won't argue against it, but if you do, I can't remove it, because if I don't, Infernus comes out and locks half my deck, because it's all under 4,000, and gets rid of me using any of my Enforcer Evolutions. So, Infernus is a big deal for me, and Sasha is my only answer right now. But okay. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed it. I sure did. I love hanging out with you like this. I'm pretty new to this YouTube videos thing though, so, you know, feel free to leave any pointers, comments, what you like to see, didn't like to see. that you hated. But remember, I know where you live, or can find out somehow. If you liked it, please let me know. Again, if you didn't, tell me. Same about the deck or the video, anything at all. We're going to be making videos probably once a week, if we can manage to. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. You beautiful, beautiful people. Peace.